Okay. Hello, good morning. Today we will continue on the SQL data types. Yesterday we discussed about this where binary max, image, SQL variant. I think SQL variant and timestamp is remaining, so we'll continue on this today. Okay. Any question for the session what you have completed till now? Yesterday we completed where binary max, and image. Okay. In all example also we have completed. Today we will start on the SQL variant, which is a 5.5. So SQL variant is basically universal data type because any kind of value data type value we can store in SQL variant. So we don't have to care about like string, whether it's a string, whether it's an integer number, whether it's a decimal number or any other XML, anything we can store in a SQL variant because SQL variant is a universal. If you are not sure like what kind of data is going to be stored there, you can directly go in ahead, assign the SQL variant. Okay, this is the example over here. I am declaring one variable, declare @SQL var. @ is a syntax actually to declare any variable. So each and every variable name should start with a @. Then this is a data type SQL variant, and I'm assigning value Datta. This value is actually string data type. Okay, this is a character string. So I'm directly assigning this value, and you can see a SQL variant data type can easily interpret the value, also store that value. You can see, and storage you can see here 5 bytes. Data length function is showing here 5 output. That means the whole this value 5 character value. To store this value, SQL variant took actually 5 byte of storage. Okay, if we stop that, if I try to store Unicode character, then what will happen? We can see if I want to store the Unicode character, okay, I will just place here N because it's Unicode character, and I will change a little bit name here, and you can see how much space it is taking. It is taking a 10 byte storage, but still, SQL variant is a having ability to store Unicode character as well. Simple English characters, Unicode characters. You can see storage space taking 10 means each character is taking 2 byte storage. I hope you understood the significance of SQL variant. I can see, I can store here number as well. You can see I'm storing here 1, 2, 3 as number. How much it is taking space? You can see here 4 byte storage means by default it is showing it's as a, this number is treated as an integer number. Okay. If I want to store some bigger number, that's also possible. Okay. Suppose I want to store my mobile number or something, I will see, and you can see easily. Okay. Must declare SQL variant. Okay. Okay. Here I have to mention it 1. You can see 9 byte it is taking. Okay. So this is having the ability to store very higher, bigger number also and smaller number also. Then I'm trying to store the get date number value here. So get date is actually function that gives us current date and time. Okay, this is actually system function. I can directly write the value also, but if I try to show you what this function is outputting, giving output, if I execute this simple select statement, you can see this is showing us current date and time for my time here. Okay, so my side it's a evening 21:39:30. Okay, means it's evening 21:21:39. Okay, 21 means almost 9 p.m. Okay, so this is showing my computer's current date and time. You can see match here. So I'm just trying to store this get date output in a SQL variant, and you can see it's also possible to store here. Date and time format is possible, so it is showing us date and time format value, and total size is a 8 byte storage. Okay. Now what I will do, I will create one table here and will assign data type SQL variant for a columns. Okay. So here you can see create table name, ID integer, and SQL where I can see for name also what I can assign here SQL variant data type. I will try to insert the value here. I'll try to insert numeric value here. You can see I will try to insert number 1 to 3 in SQL variant. That also possible. No error here. Number is also getting inserted in SQL variant type data type. If I try to insert some name, that's also possible. That issue. Same now table I'm using varchar value to insert into names that column. 1 to 3 value also insert into names column. Now I'll try to insert some date and time value by using getDate function. That's also possible. You can see third value is of type of getDate time function. Now I just wanted to show you what is the stored values inside this table. If you see properly, first value is a number, then it is a varchar string, then it's a date and time. So that's having no issues. That's all mixed kind of values can be inserted because it's a SQL variant is a universal data type. There's a no issue for that. Okay, if you see data length also, it is different for different values. For number, it is showing 4 byte storage because it's integer. For varchar, it's showing 5 byte because it is a can be treated as a varchar and it's a 5 bytes, 5 characters, so 5 byte storage is required. This is the date time value showing 8 byte storage here. Okay, but so if this is a good data type and we don't have to care for any data value, so should we use it everywhere? So ideally, we should not use this everywhere because all data types are designed for storage optimization. Means the column value or any table column, the operating system of the SQL Server already know that what kind of data is going to be there, going to be inserted overall. So that kind of storage space will be allocated. So this is a not a good practice to use SQL variant. It should be rarely used. If you are really not sure what kind of data is going to be there, then definitely you can use this SQL variant data type. Otherwise, you should use exact data type. Exact data type means like if you know the numbers will be there, then you can use int or big int. If you know that the varchar string will be there, then you can use varchar or nvarchar. If the get date and time will data will be there, then you can use a date time data type or date data type. Okay. So we'll go ahead for next one. If you have any question on this SQL variant, please let me know. It's very important for the intro point of view. There will be definitely one question on this. Okay. So another one is a timestamp. So basically, timestamp name is very confusing. It looks like something about time or date, but it is nothing related to that. The timestamp is actually binary type of data type. Okay, and that is used only for version control. Version control means any column, if you decide, if you write for a timestamp data type, then the value will be automatically assigned there. Okay, you don't have to insert any value for timestamp. It will be automatically inserted. And when you update any value inside that record, that value will be automatically modified. That is used for version control to see whether anything changed out there or not. Okay. So if I declare variable timestamp, that's also okay, but that is the value will be null. You cannot assign any value deliberately to timestamp value. Okay. If you want to assign, you can get like a binary value somewhere that possible, like something like I have to prepare. Then I will cast suppose some 1 2 3 number as a binary. And we'll see the output if you can assign it or not. Okay, we'll see if it's possible or not. Yeah, so binary value can be assigned to the timestamp data type, but you don't see this value here. Ideally, it should be like this. Okay, I will remove everything from here. We'll see. Yes, so this is something that's working. Means any binary value can be assigned to the timestamp data type, but timestamp is nothing related to the time and date. Okay, this is very different. This is a binary kind of data type. So what I will do, I will just create a table of timestamp, and I will show you actual usage of this, how the actually real life scenario will work. You can see I have created two columns here. Name. I will have one more over here. Integer, suppose ID integer, name varchar 20, and row version the timestamp. And you can see I will just create this data table, but I will not insert any value for last column timestamp. But still, it will take automatically values. I will show you. ID will be suppose 123 and name will be Datta. And you can see I'm just inserting value for first two columns. Last column just kept as it is. And you can see if I select query, so start from one table name, you can see it is showing automatically value. So row version number for the timestamp is automatically taken care. I have not assigned any default or something, but that value will be automatically filled. Ideally, any column, if you do not insert value for that particular column, it will be null. But row version never will be null for a table data type. Okay. So what is the use of that? So see, this is something value of timestamp row. I will just mention it here, and I try to update something. Okay. I will try to update the name of the person from Datta to Ram. Okay. How? So update table name set name enable Ram. Okay. You can write like this where name equal to Datta, something like this. Okay. And you will see after updation, name will be changed, but one more value is automatically changed here. You can see this last value. Okay. इथं दत्ता होता राम झालेला आहे. The row version value also changed automatically. Okay. Same query actually I executed here. Again, I can see timestamp value will be changed. So you can easily see that this is the earlier value, this is a new value. Means there is a slight change of this timestamp value that shows something has changed somewhere, some value in a record. So that's why automatically change. So this is something we use to check whether the value, any record value changed or not. Okay. If you do not change anything, and if you repeatedly query this value again and again, it will not change. You can see again and again it is same. It will not change. But if you update something, any value of the record, it will be automatically changed. You can see these two values are same, but this and this different. When it was Datta, it was showing this value. Okay. And now it's showing this value. Any question to this point? Very important points. If you don't understand anything, please let me know. I will explain you one more time. Okay, next category over here is other data types. Okay. Inside this category, we have four of one. First is unique identifier, XML, cursor, and table. Okay. We'll take example of each of them. First of all, we'll see the unique identifier. Okay. Unique identifier is again a kind of a binary value that stores. Okay. And this is something unique. Name itself saying unique identifier means the value will be unique over there across the database. And that value will be always generated by this function new ID. This is system function that always give the new value every time. If I try to show you how it generates value, I just try to select this value from this function by select new ID. If I try to execute this 100 time, it will every time it will give you different value. You can see first time it has given this value. Okay, again I will execute this statement, different value is given. Okay, always it gives new value. That's why it's showing name is a new ID. You can see. So if you execute this 1000 time also, it will never repeat values. Okay, That's why it's showing a new ID. And that value we need to assign for a new identifier, unique identifier. We cannot type this value over there. That's why what we do, we just use this unique identifier by this name. Okay. If you try to assign the value over here like this, if you see, I declare one variable here, unique ID 1, and try to assign this value here. Okay. It's saying there is a error. Okay. This will not be, we are not able to assign this value. Even if we do this something like this. Okay. So if you want to type this value like this, you have to prepare your values. Otherwise, just go for function, and this function will be used for value assignment for this function. Okay. So second thing is how much is storage space required. For that, what I will do, I will use the data length function at the rate unique ID. Here also, I take same one. You can see the storage space required is a 16 byte. Okay. And one more thing remaining here was timestamp, and timestamp also I will show you what is storage space required here. So we'll take one more example. ID, name, and row version. Okay. And then I will take data length function for row version so that we can check what is the data storage type here. So it is taking 8 byte storage. Okay. For timestamp, I will just mention this here. Okay. Then for this, it's again same here, 16 byte. I will mention this over here. Okay. So mostly we use this function, new ID function, to fill up value for unique identifier data type. Otherwise, you have to type like this. If you miss something over here, like if you directly miss something, sometime it doesn't accept the values. Okay. You can see it is a conversion failed. Means you have to type like this value only. Otherwise, it will give you an error. If you miss something, it will give error. So best way is, you can see again it giving error. Best way is you have to copy this value as it is here from new ID, or directly give the value from new ID like this. Yeah. Okay. So what is use of this unique ID? Use is, if you don't know, if you want to maintain uniqueness across the record, you want to make some primary key or something, and you don't want to care for that, what you can do, you can create one column as unique identifier and assign default as a new ID. So every time it will create new ID, and by default that column can be created for used for the primary key or unique key over there. Okay. For query purpose. So I will take that way example for you. Firstly, I create a table to use identifier while inserting data. Example 1, I'm creating table ID as unique identifier, name as varchar 10, and while inserting data, I will insert it from a new ID. Okay. Value I'm taking from new ID, or I can check like this also. Like instead of value, I will take select. and we can see here what is inside this table. This first column ID is a of unique identifier type, and the data is getting filled up by new ID function. Another example, I will take default constant here, and by default, the value will be taken from new ID. You can see create table, table name, ID, unique identifier. I'm taking default here, and default value will be a new ID. Okay, so I don't have to care for this column now. I just insert value for name, and automatically this column will be populated value from new ID function. Okay, you can see here insert value for name column for Datta, again name column for Ramesh, and you can see what is the value inside this now. You can see this value automatically taken care by a default constant new ID. If I don't provide anything, it should be ideally null. But since I provided here a default constant, that is getting value getting filled up from this function. Okay, then I will show you one inter question here. Okay, what is a GUID or unique identifier? Another name for unique identifier is a GUID. GUID is a 16-byte binary SQL Server data type that is a globally unique across the tables and databases and SQL servers. Okay, across server it should value will be unique. The term GUID stands for globally unique identifier, and it is used interchangeably with the unique identifier. Okay, to create GUID in SQL Server, use the new ID function. This is used as shown below. Select a new ID like this. You should understand this concept and you should explain this to interviewer. Next one is XML data type. Okay, so basically what is XML? XML is actually not only for SQL. It is very important for any language. XML is important in Java, Python, or any other language also. C Sharp, XML is important like SQL because that is a structured, that is a capable of carrying a structured data, okay, from one platform to another platform. Because any platform that is on SQL side, that is Java based, that is a C Sharp based, Windows based, Mac OS, or Linux based, all those OS can understand the XML. Okay, suppose you are reading data from SQL Server, Oracle cannot understand that. If you are reading from data from Oracle, SQL Server cannot understand. If you are reading data from Java platform, then like C Sharp or .NET side platform will not understand that. But XML is a kind of a data type that is universal. XML is a universal. Any language, C Sharp, Java, .NET, JavaScript, Python, okay, XML or any irrespective of any OS, Mac OS, Windows, or any Linux, Unix, all the operating systems actually can understand the XML. So XML data type is a universal. The stand for XML full form is a extensible markup language. XML is a markup. XML markup language is a like HTML only, but XML was designed to store and transport data. It is very important. Store and transport data. If you want to store data in XML format, you can create an XML file and you can store there. You don't need any database. You can directly store an Excel file also. You can directly read data. Very similar to like table. Like you create a query on table that select star from table name. Similar query you can write for the XML file as well. Because all data stored over there XML is a structured format. Then transportation also possible, very easy. And you can any data, very huge data you can build up inside XML and you can send it over the internet to another platform and you can read it there. Okay. Means so if you want to send data from any table from SQL Server to Oracle, that's also possible. You just have to convert data, even SQL Server data table to XML size and then XML send over the internet. And at the receiver side, Oracle will again convert that XML to the table size and it will store into another table there. So that's why we call them the XML is used for storage and transportation data. How to convert from data to XML and table and everything, I will just show you example one by one. There is actually a separate chapter for this, but I will show you. So first of all, example will be like this. This is a kind of table having ID and column, two columns here. Okay. And data will be like this: 1, 2, 3, Datta, 1, 2, 4, Ramesh. Suppose you want to convert this into XML. How will it will look like? This will look like this. Okay. So less than and greater than, these are the used for defining tag. So this is your root node or root tag. Okay. Root means a parent tag. Then there are two child nodes over here to show the record rows there. So this is something row 1 ID. Okay. Name and name here. When you start any tag, there should be ending tag. Ending tag always be different from start tag, and it is how it looks like. It start from the slash. Okay. Any tag starting from slash, it means this is the ending tag, closing tag. We can say this is a student opening tag. This is a student closing tag. Every opening tag should be a closing tag there. So ID closing opening tag, ID closing tag. Within that two tags, there is a value 1, 2, 3 will be enclosed. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3. So you can see I can format like this also, row and format like this also, row 1, row 2. But this also format is good. So how to basically convert like this value? Any functions, because it has already there to, or you have to make it manually. You don't have to write this kind of manually. It will automatically, you can automatically generate this value from this kind of table into this format XML by using a for XML clause. I will show you how to use for XML clause. So first of all, I will create one table here and add some data. And then we'll use them. We'll see if there is some table or not. Select start from student. If it's not there, I will create. Okay. Two column I will create: ID, integer, name, varchar, 50, and I will insert some value. One, two, three, Datta, and 1, 2, 4, Ramesh. Okay. I will insert this and I will select over here. So you can see it as selected, but I just want to convert this kind of formatting into XML formatting. So I just have to use same query with for XML. Okay. And you will see for XML or raw or something I will use. You can see this is a formatted there. This is also XML format. Okay, but it is called as a attribute kind of a XML. Okay, and this is a elementary XML. Okay, both XML are correct. We'll show you one more time here. This is a raw format XML. This is a XML path. Okay, we'll see. I will mention here table name student one something, and we will see what happens. Okay, you can see formatted student one ID name. Okay, but I don't want this kind of value. So what I will do, I will write element also. Root element. I want actually root as a student, but path as a row. And you can see exactly similar kind of value we can see here. So employee, I should use it here. Not employee, I should use here student one. You can see value generated like this: student, row, ID 123 ID close, name Datta, name close, row also close, then rows again, second row second started, then again ID started here 124 ID close, name the Ramesh, name close, and then row second also close. Then parent student also tag is closed. How we see the closing tag? Closing tag will always start with a slash. You can see slash here slash. Okay, slash here also. Every closing tag has a starting with a slash value. Okay. Any question on this? I can mention this value here. Okay. Any question on this? This is XML format. How to output this XML format data? By using the for XML path clause and also for XML raw also possible. Any format is good. Both of them are valid format. Both format are correct format. Now we should use it vice versa. Means if my input is like XML, then I should be able to read the value in table row and column format in slash statement. Whether it's possible, yes, it's possible. So what I will do, I will create one variable of type XML. You can see use XML type or variable, and then I can use that also. You can see I created this XML value and try to read this value in XML format. You can show like this. Any question on this?
हॅलो सर.
Yes.
अजून एकदा रिपीट करता सर XML चं कसं काय
Okay.
नाही समजलं.
I will show you one more time. सगळ्यात पहिले लक्षात ठेवा एक्सएमएल फॉर्मॅट म्हणजे आहे काय. तर हा डेटा जो एखाद्या टेबलमध्ये स्टोअर करतो आपण, सपोज आय हॅव क्रिएटेड वन स्टुडंट टेबल, तो असा दिसतो आपल्याला. ओके, हा डेटा आहे. सपोज याच्यामध्ये खूप हंड्रेड्स ऑफ कॉलम्स आहेत, थाउजंड्स ऑफ रेकॉर्ड्स आहेत, आणि जस्ट मला हा डेटा ट्रान्सपोर्ट करायचा आहे इथून दुसऱ्या ऍप्लिकेशनसाठी. ओके, मे माझ्या कॉम्प्युटरवर आहे किंवा दुसऱ्या कुठल्या तर सर्व्हरवर आहे, बट हा डेटा मला तिकडे पाठवायचा, सेंड करायचा आहे. मी हा टेबल पाठवू शकतो का इथून डेटा ह्याचा? नाही पाठवू शकत. ओके, माझ्याकडे एक ऑप्शन काय आहे की त्या सिस्टमच्या सर्व्हरला ओके माझ्या डेटाबेस ऍक्सेस द्यावा लागेल, आणि तिकडून तो काय करेल की इंटरनेटवरून आपली क्वेरी करून डेटा फेच करून घेईल. बरोबर. बट ते सिस्टम जे काही आहे जो सॉफ्टवेअर ते आपल्या कंपनी नाही, सपोज दुसऱ्या कुठल्या कंपनी सॉफ्टवेअर आहे, तर आपलं डेटा सेंड करणं आपलं काम. मग त्यांना आपण ऍक्सेस देऊ शकतो का डेटाबेस आपल्या? देऊ शकत नाही. मग ते म्हणतील तुम्ही असं करा, मला फाईल मधून पाठवा डेटा. बरोबर. मग आपण कुठली फाईल वापरू शकतो? तुम्ही टेक्स्ट फाईल वापरू शकता, नोटपॅड फाईल वापरू शकता, डेटा पाठवू शकता. बट स्टील इफ यू सेंड डेटा इन एनी अदर फॉर्मॅट, अगेन डेट शुड बी रिकव्हरेबल ना. तुम्ही डेटा खूप राईट करून पाठवाल तिकडं, डेटामध्ये काय पण आहे, स्पेशल कॅरेक्टर आहेत, ओके, नंबर्स आहेत, डेटा आहेत, डेट टाइम व्हॅल्यूज आहेत, स्ट्रिंग व्हॅल्यूज आहेत. तो एक्झॅक्टली ज्या फॉर्मॅटमध्ये स्टोअर होता आहे आपल्या टेबलमध्ये, त्याच फॉर्मॅट त्यांना तो मिळाला पाहिजे. ओके, सो त्यासाठी एक्सएमएल हे युनिव्हर्सल फॉर्मॅट आहे, जे की प्लॅटफॉर्म इंडिपेंडेंट आहे, ओएस इंडिपेंडेंट आहे, कुठल्याही लँग्वेज इंडिपेंडेंट आहे. कारण सगळ्या लँग्वेजेसना एक्सएमएल हे युनिव्हर्सली ऍक्सेप्टेड आहे आणि माहित आहे. त्यामध्ये काही म्हणजे अंडरस्टँडिंग मध्ये गडबड नाही. तुम्ही मला काही इंटेजर आहे का असं, मग असे कुठे डेटा बँक आहेत का? अशी कोणती खूप रेअरली असे डेटा टाईप आहे की ज्यामध्ये खूप कॉमन अंडरस्टँडिंग आहे सगळ्या डेटाबेसमध्ये, आहे एक्सएमएल आहे. एक्सएमएल आणखी फायदा काय की ते खूप सारे डेटा ट्रान्सफर करू शकतो. पूर्ण टेबल ज्याच्यामध्ये खूप 10-15 टेबल कॉलम असतील, 100-200 रेकॉर्ड असतील, सगळे तुम्ही असे एक्सएमएल बनवून ठेवू शकता. एक फाईल बनवून. ओके, समजते? हे फॉर्मॅट एक्सएमएलचं फॉर्मॅट असतं, जे की सगळ्या लँग्वेजला समजतं. त्यांना कळतं हे जे आहे सगळ्यात पहिलं ते टेबल्स नाव असणार आहे. हे रेकॉर्ड स्टार्ट झालं, रेकॉर्ड संपलं, याचा अर्थ रेकॉर्डच्या आतमध्ये दोन कॉलम्स आहेत. पहिला कॉलम आयडी इथं स्टार्ट झाला संपला, नेम इथं स्टार्ट झाला इथं संपला, परत दुसरा रो चालू झाला. अशा 1000 रो असेल तर 1000 रो बाय रो चालू होईल याच्या खाली येतील. बरोबर? म्हणजे त्या सर्व्हरला जिथं आपण डेटा पाठवू त्यांना पण कळलं पाहिजे की रेकॉर्ड कुठून कुठं स्टार्ट झालाय, कुठं संपलेला आहे, किती रेकॉर्ड कॉलम पाठवलाय त्यांनी, त्या कॉलम मध्ये डेटा काय आहे. बरोबर? इझिली समजू शकतो. तर प्रश्न आता आहे की आपल्याला जर डेटा तसा जनरेट करायचा असेल एक्सएमएल फॉर्मॅटमध्ये तर कसं करू शकतो. तर आपल्याकडे दोन फॉर्मॅट एक आहे, फॉर एक्सएमएल डेटा रॉ अँड फॉर एक्सएमएल पाथ. दोन्ही फॉर्मॅट तुला करून दाखवले मी. पहिले टेबल बनवला, टेबलमध्ये डेटा ऍड केला मी, जो की असा दिसतोय. याला मला एक्सएमएल बनवायची होती तर मी हा सिंटॅक्स यूज केला. and you can see data is converted into XML format like this. Okay. Now I can create a file out of this and you can send over the internet. Now सपोज मला उलट काय करायचं, उलट म्हणजे काय की सपोज डेटा मला असं दिलेला आहे आणि त्यातून मला आता तिकडे रिसिव्हर एंड काय होणार आहे, रिसिव्हरच्या एंडला डेटा त्यांना अशा प्रमाणात मिळणार आहे, अशा फॉर्मॅटमध्ये. बरोबर? त्यांना तो डेटा रीड करायचा आहे आणि त्यांच्या टेबलमध्ये फिलअप करायचा आहे. ते कसं करतील? ते पण असं उलट फंक्शन यूज करतील, ज्यामध्ये डेटा रीड करायची पण सोय आहे. ठीक आहे. How can use data like this? I will write a first syntax here, select, okay, and from @ XML data, okay, then dot nodes. मला दोन नोड रीड करायचे आहेत ना, रो आणि आयडी आणि नेम नावाचे दोन नोड्स रीड करायचे त्यामध्ये मला. नोड्स मध्ये मी काय करतोय, जे नोड आहे त्यांचे पाथ लिहितो याच्यामध्ये. रूट काय माझा स्टुडंट आहे, अँड देन रो आहे आपल्याकडं. ठीक आहे. ह्याला मी काय कर सिंटॅक्स याला एक एल एस देतो, टी आणि आतमध्ये एक्स. एक्स मध्ये टी म्हणजे टेबल्स नाव आणि एक्स मध्ये कॉलम्स नाव देतो. ठीक आहे. So instead of star, I want this now data to be extracted. ओके, मी काय करतो, टी डॉट एक्स जे माझे एलियस नेम आहे इथं ठेवलेलं खाली, एलियस नेमचं एक एक एक्सट्रॅक्ट करतो. पहिले मला एक्सट्रॅक्ट काय करायचं आहे, जो काय आयडी आहे तोच मला करायचा आहे. सो आय विल डू याच्यामध्ये आयडी असेल. ओके, देन अनदर कॉलम हिअर विल बी व्हॅल्यू क्लॉज राहिला आपल्याला इथं टाकायचा. I want name column it. Okay. So now this should be recoverable, ID and name, and then we'll take here as a column name as a suppose ID value, and here as a name value. We'll see if it works or not. Okay, value function require two arguments, so value function need, okay, we need to be casted to the integer because we know this is integer value and this we need as a varchar. Okay, ideally it should work. Now we'll see. Okay, must declare the variable. Okay, value requires singleton empty sequence found open types untyped atomic. Okay, so Singleton means I have to mention here first value. It should be singleton. You can see my value is like this. So I should use this varchar 10. Okay, 50 also possible. You can see output is like this. If you confuse between the syntax, how it written over there, you just have to remember because this is a how it works. This is very different. XML हा थोडा वेगळा डेटा टाइप आहे. ते सिंटॅक्स पण थोडे वेगळे आहेत. ज्यामध्ये मी काय करतो की हे व्हेरिएबल बनवलं, त्या व्हेरिएबल मध्ये डेटा हा घेतलेला आहे. हा डेटा कुठून आला? हा डेटा ऍज इट इज यूज केला मी इथून. ओके, इथून यूज केला मी. हा उचलून इथं टाकलेला आहे. ओके, नंतर काय केलं? XML डेटा ऑलरेडी दिले, डिक्लेअर केलं, त्याला व्हॅल्यू असाइन केल्या. नंतर ही क्वेरी लिहिली मी कशावर? ह्या डेटावर, ह्या व्हेरिएबलवर. दिस व्हेरिएबल आय यूज इन फ्रॉम क्लॉज. फ्रॉम क्लॉज मोस्टली आपण टेबल्स नाव यूज करतो, पण इथे काय केलं मी व्हेरिएबल्स नाव यूज केलेलं आहे. फ्रॉम व्हेरिएबल एक्सएमएल डेटा डॉट नोड्स. नोड्स लिहिले, त्यामध्ये मी स्टुडंट हे माझं रूट नोड आणि रो हे माझं रो लेवल नोड आहे ते लिहिलेलं आहे. त्यापुढे आपण एलियास नाम पाठवलाय टी आणि एक्स नावाचा, कारण ते आपल्याला पाहिजे याच्यामध्ये. टी डॉट एक्स डॉट व्हॅल्यू हे नोड्स नावाचं फंक्शन आहे जे आपण हेल्प करतं आपल्याला एक्सएमएल व्हेरिएबल मधल्या व्हॅल्यू रीड करण्यासाठी. ओके, एक्सएमएल फंक्शन आहे एक्सएमएल डेटा डॉट नोड्स स्टुडंट रो, बिकॉज स्टुडंट आणि रोच्या आतमध्ये आपल्याला आयडी आणि नेम सापडणार आहेत. Okay, and you can see both records are recovered here. If I add more record here, like similar to Ramesh and everything, if I want more record, that's also possible. Even I can do like this. Okay, suppose I want to add here 725 as a Suman. Then also it's possible to extract all the values by using this query. You can see third value also extracted. So when we send value, I will use this query so that I can send data in XML format. I can generate data XML format like this. Then at receiver end, I will read this data in this format by using this select query, and then data will be recovered in this format is a row and column format. Okay, you just have to remember the syntax as it is. Okay, try to remember this example, but nobody asking mostly this. You just have to answer this quick questions. They will not ask you to write the queries XML format because nobody knows mostly. Mostly this XML reading happens in Java and C# language. XML side don't do this way, but still we should know this because this is a feature of SQL Server. We should know how it works. Okay, second one is a cursor data type. Cursor is a type which is used for row by row column read data reading. Okay, suppose your table is having 1000 records and you want to process one record at time, you can use a cursor, and that reads only one record at time. Every time it goes to the next record and it will never repeat that. Okay, suppose we have 1000 records. If you read next from the cursor, it always show you first, second, third sequential records. It will not repeat until the last. Okay, I will show you example of this. This syntax over here: declare, then open, declare cursor, open cursor, fetch cursor, close, and deallocate. Deallocate is like a drop table. Like we do create table and drop table. Similarly, we declare cursor and we at the end we deallocate cursor. Okay. Then open and fetch is something that syntax we use mostly to fetch data from cursor. So I will show you how it works. So first of all, I will create one table here. Table test cursor नावाचा table बनवूया आपण. Okay, now I will write a cursor for that. First value, first step of cursor is a declare cursor. So declare cursor name cursor. Now for the select star from or select ID something you have to add here. So I will write here select for this select ID name from table test cursor. Okay. Then next step will be open cursor. Cursor declared, cursor open now. Now what I will do, I will fetch next from cursor. Okay, I will declare here. I will open cursor. Now fetch next from cursor. You can see there are 4 records now, but cursor will fetch only one record at a time. You can see first record fetched 1 and John. Then second time it shows 2 and Mike, 3 and Ronnie, and 4 and Clark. You can see. So this is the specialty of a cursor. It always take your next. If I try to fetch it again, it will not show anything. It will show you null value. Okay, nothing, blank, because the cursor has fetched all records. If you want to again, you have to initialize again. So what is last step over there? Close cursor and delegate cursor. At the end, you have to use a close and delegate. You can see I can close and delegate here. This is a cursor type. Any question till this point? No questions? Okay. This is forward cursor by default, but we can have scrolling cursor also possible. For that purpose, we have to write cursor like that. We can write another statement that can you like we do here fetch next statement. We can have fetch last, or we can have fetch previous. That other statement also possible. We'll do one more example here. I will declare the cursor name for the statement, but I have to mention here scrolling type cursor. Okay, for this statement again, this is same, so I will write it here, and I will open cursor. After that, I have to use a fetch next from cursor. If you want to see first line, you have to use fetch next from cursor. If you want to go for last line, you have to use fetch last from cursor. Okay, next and etc. You can do last also. Okay, even you can go for a previous also. If you want to go for directly first line, you can use first cursor also. Okay, first prior also it's possible. So first of all, I will show you first line. So it will show you 1 and John. If you go for directly last statement, you can directly go for last, like Clark fourth statement. You can see. If you go directly again for first one, directly go for first one, 1 and John. If you want to go for directly prior one, okay, I will go for last again and directly start reverse side. So we can go for prior 3, 2, 1. That's also possible. So it always scroll. Okay. So fetch next, fetch first, fetch. Okay. Last and first also possible. If I want first two, then what I have to do? I have to write here first absolute two. Then what will happen? It will give you first two records over there. Okay, direct to second record it is given. Then if you want directly record after your current row, then you can go for relative record. Okay, that's also possible. From this, okay, we'll see it page. Okay, okay. So this is again fourth one because earlier we were having second one. This is a relative to means again it will go to two record of higher than that. If you add anything over there in table now, like after opening cursor, it will not be reflected there. You can see I will just try to add few more record there. But now cursor is already open and I'm working on that. So anything that will be added here will not impact. Okay, added one more record here. But if I again mention here, go to last one, it will not show you the Suman. Okay, first one and last one here again, fourth one only. So whatever impact I have done, I have made to the table after opening the cursor, it will not be impacted. But if I do now close and deallocate, and then again if I do on it, it will next time it will be reflected. Okay, this is cursor mainly used for fetching one record at a time from a set of records. Okay, what is the business case for this? What is use case when we should use this? So suppose you have hundreds of employees, example, and you want to process their payroll according to their age, according to their tax criteria, and a lot of parameters are there. So what you can do, you can write a cursor for that. Take one employee record at a time, apply all the parameters, apply all the filters and their criterias, and process the salary for that particular employee. Okay, and then go for a next employee and process his salary, process his payroll basically. So that's we can have it. This is a business case or a real life example of a cursor. Cursor is actually slow because it process one row at a time than any other query, but it should be avoided mostly. It's because it's slow. But suppose there is some unavoidable circumstances, then you can use this cursor. Okay, any question till this point? Last one is a table here. I think it's a time up, but we'll see. Last one is table data type. It's very similar to any other simple data type. We can declare any variable of type table and we can add the values inside that. Example over here. Okay. Declare address student of type table having two columns here, ID and name. I'm not creating table here. Create table is very different and declare variable of type table is very different. Okay. So I'm just declaring one variable of type table here, having two columns here, adding some data here, and then selecting also from that particular variable that's possible. This is an example of a table variable. We can do any insert, update, delete over there. That's also possible. Okay. Any question? So this is the interview question here. What's the difference between a table and table variable? Okay. Variable and variable of type table. Okay. So basically when we create table, it's actual table, permanent table we can see, permanent table. And this is a a variable we declared here. What is the difference? You can see if I declare variable and then try to insert something, it is not supported. It will give error because this is variable. You have to declare and insert in a single go. So if you directly go and insert and select, you can see declared and selected inserted value in one batch statement. Directly you can go for selected, it will fail because all operation whatever you want to do, you have to do in one single batch execution. Declaration, insertion, selection, whatever you want to do, you have to mention in one single batch execution. That only possible here for variables. Okay, so that's end of our chapter of data type. Next time we'll start on new chapter. Okay, all the recording also available. Please try to complete all homework. Okay, so thank you. Bye bye.